how is the bank going to give you your money? How do you qualify as a borrower? The differences between single family finances versus multifamily finances. Let's talk about it right now. So I'm getting this question where people are concerned about what's going to happen, Jason, when I go get a loan. Am I going to qualify for it? What's the bank going to ask of me? And the way that happens in single family is quite different from how it happens in multifamily. Single family, you show up, you have a property under contract, the bank is going to do an appraisal. And that appraisal is how they're going to determine how much money they're willing to lend you on that property. If you're doing single family or a 2-unit, 3-unit, or 4-unit property, that's all considered the same type of property, which is residential, and you're going to be evaluated that way. On a multifamily, when I say multifamily, talk about 5 units and up, that property is going to be evaluated based off the income. So here's what happens, right? This is pretty cool. The bank looks at the operating statements of that property. They're just going to look at the financials. And based off those financials, they're going to say, we feel comfortable loaning this amount of money on that property. That's probably going to be 70% leverage, maybe 75, maybe 80%. About 80% is probably the max where you're going to get. But they're going to say, we'll loan you X amount of dollars based off how much that property is worth. So that's step one of how it's evaluated. It's just off the numbers. After that is when it gets really interesting, because now they're going to go and try to evaluate you as the borrower. And how does that look? Well, for you, it varies, right? Nobody knows how your current financial situation is, and you don't know the bank that you're talking to. So one bank may say, we want you to have X. Another bank may say, we want you to have Y. So here's what you need to do as you get started. Start having those conversations with the banks right now. Go speak with them and say, hey, I'm looking to buy a property worth X amount of dollars. And if I did bring that multifamily property to you, Mr. Loan Officer, Mrs. Loan Officer, what would you want to see from me as a borrower so you can figure that out? In my first multifamily acquisition, I didn't know this, right? And I just took all of my financials, my documents, I took my tax returns, all that, and I had to shop numerous banks. I mean, it was a lot of banks. It's probably on 2 hands at least is the number of banks, if not 3. The amount of banks that I had to go to figure all this stuff out. But what you want to do is take your financials to a bank along with what you have as a borrower, meaning your personal finances, and then let the bank tell you what they need. Once you get that information back, now you know the missing pieces of the puzzle. If you qualify as the borrower, great, go ahead with the loan. If they say we need some parts of X amount from you, maybe we need more experience or something like that, then you could go out and find somebody who might have the experience with you. But there isn't any sort of cookie cutter manner for each property, because it's going to be different depending on how you finance it. Just know that it's possible and that you have to go shop around, shop those lenders, make sure that you have that operating income from your property, because the first thing they're going to look at is that property. Do we like it? Do we want a loan on that property? Then, and only then after that, they're going to look at you as the borrower. And that's when you get crafty, you figure out what you need, if anything. Now, I had no idea that I would qualify for the mortgage on the property when I went to them, but I did. I didn't need anybody else. I didn't need any key principals. I didn't need a net worth, liquidity. If I did, they didn't ask me about it, right? I just went there, told them this was the property, showed them financials, said I'm looking for a loan, got turned down numerous times until I got it right. And when I got it right, I was bringing in the property financials primarily instead of just me. When I was getting turned down, I was bringing in my personal financial statements. I'm saying, here's me, the borrower. Here's my W-2. Here's my experience. Here's my tax return. I didn't tell them enough about the property. So the order goes, tell them about the property so they're comfortable lending on it. Then tell them about you. And if you do that, you'll find out how to qualify for the loans. Hopefully you found that helpful. If you got any questions about this, go ahead and just drop me a message, comment in the DM, give a like if this was helpful to you. I try to keep things like this coming to you. Have a great day. Make it a great day. I'll see you in the next video.